My human self presents to me many challenges that burden me. My heart center shines and calls to me. This is who I choose to be. Sometimes lessons.
Welcome to the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. This is Penny Fisher, and we are so glad you are joining us for this week's episode. Hello, beautiful souls. So good to be here with you. Always a gift to be in the space with you. Just checking in real fast, see how the summer solstice energies are hanging for you. It's big stuff, and everything that I'm listening to and seeing is sharing that this is something that's really we're in a time of really profound energetic expansion and shift. And yeah, so just remember, stay grounded, stay curious about what's happening, trust your body wisdom as much as you can, given the structures of your life. And yeah, just keep moving through with as much balance and ease as you can. So I am super excited to be moving into this arc around the diamond portal with you all. Last week, we took a deeper dive into the energy of the sacred geometry of the diamond and the diamond portal. And if you want to check out last week's episode, you'll get more information. But the Cliff Notes version of that is that this sacred geometric form, the diamond, holds an incredibly high vibration. And the symbolism for me is, and I think for all of us, is this idea that there are seemingly opposing forces that are created by the opposites of an angle pointing upward toward the heaven and an angle pointing downward toward the earth, an angle pointing toward the left, an angle pointing toward the right. So these orientations all represent and hold the energy of this flow of source energy, right? Source in whatever way you experience it. Source, spirit, God, creator, creatrix, all that is, the universe. And when we look at and interact and allow the construction of this sacred geometric form to kind of permeate our consciousness, we are shown that these forces that seem to be opposites are actually deeply connected and represent our human experience as spirit and form, as balance between divine masculine, divine feminine. And all of that, the more we sit with it, the more we meditate on it, the more we allow it to speak to us, all of this brings us back into alignment with our reality, which is that we are truly divine beings of love and light. But that's not all. Because once we've got two these two triangles connected, right, we can talk about not only as above, but so below, but we can talk about as within, so without. So as we make our way into the center of this sacred geometric form, into the absolute pristine balance point, this I hear my guide saying now this fulcrum point, we are able to understand how to come into a state of profound openness that allows balance in a way that maybe we've never experienced before while in human form. So, what that could look like, if we want to think about a visual for that, is if you imagine this shape of the diamond and you take those left and right angles and you move them in toward each other, right in toward the center, we're kind of collapsing the diamond. We end up with a vertical line. And this vertical line takes us into what is, I think, uncharted territory in the human experience, because it shows us the potential to release the need for duality in our human experience, right? We have, up to this point, agreed to need to experience darkness to know the light, to experience fear to understand love, to experience judgment to know compassion. But when we no longer need to experience those forces as separate, as oppositional, then we are able to come into this place where we can merge. We can merge into the fullness of ourselves, and it leaves us with a new reality, literally a new reality. And as I was getting ready to record this, I came across this beautiful quote. I forgot how much I love it. There's a book called Awakening Shakti by Sally Kempton. And in her book, she says this, and she's talking about these two sides of the diamond portal, which represent divine masculine and divine feminine, right? The divine feminine side being the side of creativity, of flow, of allowance, of responsiveness, the divine masculine side representing the energy that puts us in motion, that tells us when it's time to act, when it's time to take the steps necessary to bring into form what the divine feminine has created. And when these two forces are in balance, anything's possible in our lives, right? And again, quick footnote, I did an episode while I think it was episode 11 that takes a deeper dive into the divine masculine and divine feminine. So if that's something you're curious about, you could sure check it out. So let me share this quote from the Sally Kempton book. She says this: "The cosmic masculine and the cosmic feminine are never two. In the process of differentiating, individuating, and embodying, they seem to separate. Their apparent polarity becoming the world of polarities, the ecstasy and pain of life in a body, is precisely the illusion of separation in which wisdom and love seem to come apart and have to be brought together again, at which point we recognize that separation was purely illusory." And a little bit further on in the book, she talks about this same idea, but from the perspective of the top and bottom points of the diamond, right? Where we're talking about spirit and matter, spirit being what exists in the ethers in a different realm, and matter being our existence here on earth. And she says this, she says, "Spirit is not higher than matter, nor is matter devoid of itself. Instead, it is the nature of spirit to creatively express itself in form. And as we do this work with the diamond portal, we begin to see that we are here, we have chosen to be here on this plane at this time to bring heaven to earth in order to ultimately experience this merging of seemingly opposing forces. We do this through our human journey by living in this world where we have co-created a reality that has accepted this as the truth because of our separation from source, because we feel separate from the all that is. But as we do our inner work and we remember more and more, we awaken more and more to the understanding that what we are is source energy. We are divine light. We are unconditional love. We are the embodiment of the cosmic Christ consciousness in physical form. And when I talk about the cosmic Christ consciousness, I am not talking about a religion. I'm not talking about the avatar who walked the earth. I'm talking about an energetic vibration of unconditional love. So much love, such purity of love that we honestly can't conceive of it in human form, right? As we awaken, as we remember, we are able to shrink the distance between these points of the diamond because we are releasing our need for this illusion of duality, this illusion of separation, that we are somehow separate from source, that God, creator, all that is out there or up there, and we're down here or over here, because it's not true. And we get to fully embrace this affirmation that says, I am that I am. And we can claim that reality by stating this affirmation 3 times. Move the comma each time. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am source incarnate. That is what I am. And that little subtle move of the comma, trust me, coming from a grammar geek, the grammar geek that I am, moves us closer and closer to the truth of who we are, which is the embodiment of spirit. It sounds beautiful, but the truth of the matter is this takes a tremendous amount of power. It takes a lot of power to let go of the old wounds, the old identities, and to welcome in the new. It takes tremendous power to hold space so that we can receive everything, all the good, all the beauty, all the abundance, all the love that is flowing toward us, and truly toward all of humanity, especially at this time. It takes a lot of power to stay in alignment with love, especially given what's going on in the world right now. And so we come to the diamond portal of power. This portal holds the energy of the blue flame of power that is part of the threefold flame that we hold in our hearts. And We did an episode. I did an episode for you on the threefold flame. I think it's episode 13. So again, if you want a deeper dive into the threefold flame, check out episode 13. The diamond portal of power holds within it an entirely new vibration of power. It invites us to release everything we have been taught about what power is, right? At least for me, traditionally, power has been this idea of having power over someone, over a situation. And we have that, we crave that, we want that because it feeds our sense of self-worth. Because when I have power over someone, it means that I am right? I am richer, smarter, skinnier, more athletic-er. No, I'm just kidding, right? But it's a place where we have shored up our need for external validation in order to prove to ourselves that we are worthy of being loved. But when we come into the diamond portal of power, we have a completely different experience of power. And the best way that I can describe this is the way my beautiful, beloved teacher, Brigitte Boyea, describes it. She says that power is having the strength and the ability to hold space so that spirit, God, source, creator, can come through and do what needs to be done. That's a whole different way of thinking about power, because the only thing that we are doing is creating a structure within which pure love can operate. We're not anything. We're simply the conduit. And in a retreat that I was at that Brigitte offered last year, she, in the manual, and this was a retreat called the Diamond Portals Within the Kabbalistic Tree of Life and the Ascended Masters. It was a powerful retreat. But in her manual, she talks about this diamond portal of power. And she notes for us that the energy within this portal supports us in a number of ways, right? It supports us in releasing old identities so that we can fully step into, embrace, and merge with our divine selves. It supports us in releasing old habits that have kept us needing this experience of duality so that we can come into balance, right? We can balance the heart and the mind. We can balance judgment and compassion, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth, fear and love. The diamond portal of power supports us in stepping fully and without fear into the death and rebirth cycle, whether that is the ultimate death of the physical body or what many of you are experiencing or have experienced on your journey, which is that parts of ourselves need to die and be released in order for us to rise from those ashes and remember another aspect of who we truly are. The energy of the diamond portal of power supports us in knowing that as we cross that threshold of death, the death of what no longer serves us. And just this morning, I was on a call where a group of us were talking about judgment and all the places that we find that we judge other people in our lives. And we were talking about ways to notice it and ways to release it, right? If I release the judgmental me, that's a kind of death. And I release that so that what is new, so that more love, more light can flow into me. And the diamond portal of power supports us in that work. It takes great strength to choose the beauty of our inner journey over the chaos and negativity that is all around us. It takes tremendous strength to release fear and grief and judgment and choose love, unconditional love, without exception, for ourselves first, and then by extension for others. It takes a lot of strength to look into the mirror and choose to love ourselves, all of ourselves, even the parts that we'd really rather not look at. Because we need to take that first step. We need to commit to this deep inner work so that we can merge those opposing parts of ourselves. And this diamond portal of power supports us in this, supports us in coming into this profound place of balance and ease as we find the peace that comes from releasing these old identities, these old wounds, these old habits, these old beliefs and thought patterns that have kept us off balance because they're not in alignment with who we are. It takes tremendous strength to be willing to come back again and again to hold this portal open, to return to this sacred doorway that lies within our hearts, so that this flow of unconditional love of the cosmic Christ consciousness can flow into our lives, can unfold within us, and then by extension can flow out into the world. So often, and it makes sense, right? We think of this idea of the ascension journey, and I'm air quoting the ascension journey, as having upward movement. Makes sense, right? When something ascends, it moves upwards. The really cool thing about the sacred geometry of the diamond is that instead of pointing us upward, it points us inward. It redirects our journey. It reminds us that the way to get up there is actually to come into the heart, to come into a place of remembering who we truly are. And the only way that we can experience this is by going within, by exploring worlds that maybe haven't been thought of or haven't been seen before, worlds where the need for duality doesn't exist, our internal world of unconditional love. It's our journey that is defined by and crystallized in those moments where we choose to love ourselves so much that all of the choices that we make in our lives nourish us, whether it's moving away from a toxic relationship or a toxic environment, or choosing foods that love us. It's this journey that allows us to take radical responsibility for the fact that we truly create our reality. It's this journey that allows us to approach the release, the death of what no longer serves us, old identities, wounds, patterns, beliefs, with ease, with balance and ease, knowing that each one of those pieces that is released makes room for the rebirth, the remembering of our true selves as beings of pure love and light. It's a journey that allows us to choose heart over mind, light over dark, love over fear. It allows us to simultaneously receive the power to enter the diamond portal of power and to have the power within us to open the portal and hold it open so that we can receive everything that it has to offer. We are able to reclaim with unwavering certainty, I am that I am. And my guides are telling me, and your guides too, that the way to open and enter this diamond portal of power is through the very same meditation that I shared with you last week. The difference here is that we will connect much more deeply with the blue light of the flame of power from the trifold flame as you sink into the flow, the diamond light from the cosmic matrix. And I'm going to offer this again as a meditation. So if you are driving, walking, attending to the care of someone or something that requires your undivided attention, I would invite you to either pause this recording now or just let it flow through you and return to it at another time where you can bring all of your focus to it. And so I invite you now to find a comfortable place and bring your attention to your breath. Gently closing your eyes or softening your gaze, deepening your inhale and lengthening your exhale in and out through your nose. Feel your body flooded with life-giving oxygen and allow yourself over your next few breaths to drop deeper and deeper into your sacred heart space. This beautiful chamber of pure love that is your sacred sanctuary. And just rest here for a moment. And when you feel ready, bring your attention to the space below you. There is a glistening triangle that is pointing upward. It exists in infinite dimensions and rises up and expands so that you can rest comfortably within it. Just breathe here for a moment and feel the energy of this first triangle, allowing it to infuse you, to light you up from the inside. And when you are ready, bring your attention to the space above you. As a second triangle appears, this one with the point facing down, allow it to float gently into place, connecting with the first triangle, so that you rest now at the very center of this sacred diamond. Just breathe here for a minute and feel the power of this. And as you rest here, you sense that the outer points of this triangle are streaming beautiful blue light into the center of the diamond. This light is streaming from all directions through all dimensions. And as you breathe and open your heart, this light converges in your heart. Allow the light to open your heart. This opening is both in your heart and in the diamond itself. And it is the diamond portal of power. Allow yourself now to enter the blue light of power. Notice how it swirls around you in a clockwise direction, creating a door, a portal, through which you now easily and gently flow. And you find yourself nestled in the embrace of the cosmic heart. The blue light of power shimmers and pulses all around you, extending infinitely in all directions and through all dimensions. You float in this light, fully supported, completely safe, and infinitely loved. As you do, you feel your heart opening further. And you can now see, sense, feel, or imagine that there is a profound transformation taking place within you, occurring as you rest in the blue light of power within the cosmic heart. Breathe as all that is within you that holds the vibration of fear and contraction is now infused with this blue light. And that vibration of fear and contraction is now transformed into the vibration of power. The power that will allow you to hold space so that source, spirit, God, all that is, can come through and do what needs to be done, can bring into you and through you to all beings unconditional love. Just rest and stay present with this experience. Be curious and notice, or just rest and release. Trust what is happening for you in this sacred space and allow this to happen for several deep breaths now. If you feel that the work is done, offer gratitude to the cosmic heart. If you feel you need to stay here for a little longer, please do. Just let my words flow over you. When you're ready, re-enter the flow of the cosmic matrix. Allow it to carry you back into your sacred heart chamber. Rest here for a moment to receive any last messages, knowing that they may come as words or images, colors or feelings, even song lyrics or a gift. Just trust what comes. You might just feel a sense of peace. Take a moment to connect with this now. And again, if you need to stay here a moment longer, please do. And when you are ready, bring your hands to your heart and offer gratitude for the realignment that has taken place. Allow your breath to gently bring you back into the here and now, feeling the air on your skin, the weight of your body on your chair or your couch, your bed, or even the floor. Feel the breath flowing in and out of your nose, bringing some gentle movement to fingers and toes, and knowing that you have completed your healing ritual. Rest here for as long as it feels right for you. And when you are ready, you might want to jot some things down. Please be sure to stay well hydrated after this meditation. As you allow yourself to experience the diamond portal of power, you will find that you're able to live your life with so much more balance and ease. As it becomes more and more of a habit to call on the power that is within you, your energy will flow more easily. Your heart will open wider, and you will remember who you are, that you are love. And that, beautiful souls, is how Source sees you, each and every one of you, because it's who you are. And it is my deep and sincere wish that that is how you see yourselves. Perfect, divine, filled with light, filled with love. I am so grateful to each of you for joining me. I am Penny Starhart, and this has been the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. Until we are together again next week, remember always that you are loved and you are love.
This is who I